at 6, red at 7, and at 7:31 you can throw the bell at Vanessa. So, how much longer can I make you stand up here uncomfortably? Okay, that's long enough. I would like to bring up, although she's already standing here making me uncomfortable, Vanessa King doing her 7th speech entitled, "It Just Takes One Spark." It just takes one spark. Vanessa.
I don't think they would. Have you ever gone book hunting at an old bookshop? Or have you ever wondered how books used to be made? Well, every single book has a cover. And the title of this book is "It Just Takes One Spark." Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests, I would like to welcome you to the book. This is a speech, a research speech, on a very large scale that has taken me more than 10 years to create, beginning with the first book that I ever made that had the proper elements of a book at about age 10. It has the book boards, the book cover. It has pages taped in because I did not know how to create a spine the way the real books had it. In this story, I will cover the parts of a proper book. I will cover different ways to, or at least one way to make pictures in books, and a place where you can still see books made how they were meant to be made today, and also, last but not least, how to bring all those elements together. To begin with, the parts of a book. First off, you have the cover, which can have gold leaf embossing on it, which is created by the gold leaf imprinted with a stamp on the cover. Whereas the rest of this book, we'll get to what happened to that later. The end papers of a book. This sheet here that connects the cover to the book proper. They can be plain, they can also be marbled, paper effect. Around the edges, gilt was sometimes used, which could be gold or it could be red. I've even seen it silver. Edge gilt is more commonly associated by what happens if you've had 2 pieces of birthday cake. That's edge gilt. This edge gilt will actually be used to protect the pages from getting dust on them, and also as a resistant to fire occurring. Now, as well as deckling the halls with boughs of holly, this rough edge is called deckle. The signatures are actually the sections of a book which you will see when they are folded. These are the signatures. They will be used to create 16 or sometimes 32 pages in a grouping. These are signatures. I would have also wanted to get a signature from Reimer at the end of Game 6, but that's all past tense now. Last but not least, the colophon. The colophon is a disease that wiped out, The colophon is what you can find at the back of some books, which describes the typefaces that were used inside the book, and oftentimes the paper stock that was also used in the book. Now this is what a book is made of. The spine and the cover and the signatures and the paper stock. But how a book is made, that's a more interesting story. Spark. In third year university, typography 4, we all went on a class trip to a tucked away tiny little house on BP Nickel Lane. And the name of this place is now Coach House Press. This place was begun by one man by the name of Stan Bevington in around 1965. He decided that he needed to make an example or continue the tradition of how books should be made today. And he is still actually producing books his way today. Okay, but how do you make pictures in a book? Well, there's a way to that too. You can take a negative, take a polymer plate, expose it to ultraviolet light. Some parts will harden, the rest can be washed away. You then ink the plate and you can make your impression. If done properly, it will be a lasting one. Spark. All right, let's bring this all together now. Let's take a look at the craft of bookbinding. There are many ways that you can bind a book. You can emulate the style of the Dhammapada and just have the pages hinged together. You can do soft cover. You can do hard cover. You can do long stitch binding, visible for everyone to see. You can use Japanese stab stitch binding, either concealed in the cover or again, visible. Now, I've talked to you a bit about how to make pictures, the parts of a book, and how to put it all together. But you don't have to take my word for it. Coach House Press on May 25th at 11 a.m. will be opening their doors to all comers for a tour of the details of how the book is really made. So I invite you all to go out to Coach House Press on May 25th, 11 a.m. and take a look at how the whole thing is put together the way the professionals do it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.